Who is the UAE consumer? Can you profile him or her?
No. It's you and I, it's a conglomerate of cultures and people. There's not one, I mean, the way we communicate is on a universal level. We don't focus on one sort of particular group or consumer.
General sort of consumer in Dubai, they're normally quite sort of down the middle of the road. They're not too adventurous. They're not right on the edge of understanding clear creative advertising. You've always got a fine line where you've got to stick down the middle so that you can communicate to everyone, because it's not like the UK or it's not like the States where there's a mix, but here because of different nationalities, it's quite a hard task to sort of engage everyone across the board.
The UAE consumer or the UAE expat? Because the UAE consumer is the expat, but I think the biggest problem that clients focus on is they are UAE people and they're not UAE expats. Now expats, I mean people that are outside the Middle East, not within the Middle East. The people within these public or private companies are all of the Middle East, so they have the UAE mindset, whereas the expatriate, which who you're talking to, have a different mindset and a higher level of advertising consciousness and awareness.
No. No, you can't. No, the UAE consumer is the world, because we all live here, and it's a unique environment. And it's kind of one that hasn't actually been tapped into. So everyone who lives here is the consumer, and we know if we had to break it down, you've got everyone in different pockets, and all together, it's there's a new consumer. Which, I mean, the question is nice, because I don't think any brand has dug deeply and profoundly into that consumer. So they generalize it, and it's kind of they go for different parts of it, but ultimately no one's really cracked the total consumer.
No, I can't, because you have different kind of consumer. You have the nationals, you have the Arab expats, you have the subcontinent people, you have the Anglo-Saxon people. Mm-hmm. So you cannot have just one etiquette. This is our consumer. Depends on whom you're talking. The consumer looks like the country, a quarter of each different nationalities.
It's one of those difficult ones. The UAE consumer, very cosmopolitan. On the one hand, very educated, very up to date. On the other hand, not at all. On the other hand, very nationalist, very locked off. So the biggest problem is, I think there is no UAE consumer. There is in the UAE you'll have a mixture of all these different cultures, but they don't mix. So.
The world.
Well, being that there are so many nationalities here, it's difficult to profile that one UAE consumer, but right now we would probably be able to put down on paper a few characteristics that probably map the way most of the people feel here. But psychographically, demographically, they differ immensely, so yeah, it's tricky.
UAE consumer, that's a big lie actually, because most of what we do is it's pan-Arab, pan-regional stuff. So that the UAE consumer would be the Saudi consumer, because that's the biggest market for our biggest clients. That's who we're talking to.
The UAE or Dubai? This is a huge difference. If we're talking about Dubai, they can't really be defined. I mean, you have 157 nationalities here. Different cultures, different religions, different backgrounds. There's absolutely no way that you can lock down a clear profile. And testimony to that is the kind of work that happens in Lebanon, for example, or in Cairo. You know, there's just a lot more focus there. There's more defined culture, and it just kind of allows you to be a lot more relevant.